Hi everyone, in this lecture we are going to discuss introduction part of the control statement. As part of this video, we are going to discuss what are statements, what are sequential statements, what are control statements. Before starts this video, let us try to recall what have we covered in lecture 25. What is the use of instance of operator? Where do we use cast operator? What is a member access operator? What is the return type of instance of operator? We covered all these things with help of the examples in the last lecture. After completion of this video, you will gain the knowledge about what is the use of statement, what is sequential execution, what is the need of control statements, types of control statements. Let us try to understand what is statement, what is the use of statement. A statement is simply a line in the program. While developing the code, we need to write several lines, right? So those lines are called statements. Simply, a statement is a line in the program. And what is the use of this statement? Statement is used to give the instruction to the computer to perform a particular task. For example, I want to print welcome on the screen. That is my task. To perform that task, we need to write one line. We need to write one statement in the code. How to write the statement in the Java? To print welcome, system.out.println within the parentheses and within the double quotes welcome. So this is a statement. With help of this statement, we can give the instruction to the computer to print welcome. This is about statement. We have two types of these statements basically. Those are sequential statements and the second one is control statements. Let us try to understand these two words first. What are sequential statements? Sequential statements are executed in the sequential manner, that is, in which order they appear in the code. In the same order, those statements are executed. This type of the execution is called sequential execution. By default, statements in the program are executed in the sequential order only, from first to last statement. These sequential statements are used to develop a simple programs. These are suitable to develop a simple programs. We cannot develop a complex programs with help of these sequential statements. Then what is the need of control statement? If you want to develop a critical programs, where if you want to change the flow of the execution, then we use control statements concept. So in the sequential execution we covered, the statements are executed in the sequential order in which they appear in the program. For example, I have one program, in that I have 5 statements: statement 1, statement 2, statement 3, statement 4 and 5. So in the case of this sequential execution, those statements are executed like statement 1, statement 2, 3, 4 and 5. So in the same order in which they appear in the code, those statements will be executed. But coming to the control statements, for example, I have a requirement where I want to change the flow of the execution. Means I want to execute statement 1. After statement 1, I want to execute statement 4 or statement 5. Like I want to change the flow of the execution. To implement such type of the requirements, we use control statements concept. Flow control describes the order in which statements will be executed at runtime. So finally you can understand that flow control describes in which order those statements will be executed at runtime. This is about control statements concept. Simple. Sequential statements are executed in the sequential order in which they appear in the code. Control statements are used to change the flow of the execution depending on your requirement. In control statements, again we have the categories. Majorly we have 3 categories. Those are, first one, selection statements. Second one is looping statements. and third one is jumping statements. Selection statements, looping statements, jumping statements. Selection statements are also called decision-making statements. In the selection statements, we are going to take the decisions based on some conditions. That's why generally selection statements are also called decision-making statements. In the next session, we will discuss what is the importance of selection statements and what are the categories of the selection statements. In the selection statements, we have the categories like if statement, if else, nested if else, else if ladder, switch case. Check your knowledge, what you learned from this video. What is the use of statement? What is sequential execution? What is the need of control statements? Types of control statements. If this video is useful to you, please do subscribe the channel, watch the videos, like and share the videos. Thank you.